Using your emotional economics, how do you describe like when people feel a spark on the first or don't feel a spark on the first date? Is that one of the short-term trades that you were talking about?
Yes, it depends who I'm talking to. Sometimes I just call it emotional day trading. So in other words, as you show up, you buy a stock and you bought the stock and all of a sudden stock drops. You went to a nice restaurant. It's like, oh, this is going to be amazing. Her photo, his photo looks great. They walk in, they have a certain panache about them, etc. But all of a sudden the conversation evolves and it doesn't go where expected. That's okay. Well, that's a regret trade, etc. But sometimes it's just the opposite. It's like everything you think you want, it's all there. And again, having that time, I think you want to still keep those sparks. And honestly, you still want to date and you still want to have disappointments even after you find your match, because you also have the rewards. So every couple will have their thing that triggers the other. I know that honestly, like if we go out somewhere and my wife decides to let her hair down because she has long blonde hair, etc., like that, big curls, so she ties it up most of the time. It's like it's a trigger for me, so I know she's doing it for me. So that's like a date for us. So it's a day trade, quote unquote, that she does. She knows that I appreciate and will enjoy. And I'm sure I do other things when I, actually, comb my hair once in a while or something like that. Or she has this thing when I supposedly lift up heavy objects. I'm not exactly sure where that comes from, but it involves something there somewhere which I know I'm consciously doing it for her as well.
Hmm. Oh, so how can we help people not get so caught up on feeling that like instant chemistry spark? Because we both know that that doesn't necessarily last for long-term compatibility or marriage, but people are very caught up on that. Like they want to feel that initial hot and heavy spark. But in reality, we know that it's not sustainable. If you start dating someone, you're already at a 10, you have no place to go but down. Like you can't be the most attracted to your partner on the first date. It should only grow. But people don't seem to kind of think of it that way. They're still looking for that insane spark type feeling. What do you say to that?
I think people need to, instead of think of sparks, is think of it instead of signals. Don't deny chemistry, don't deny passion and sex and lust and all those things like that. But you gotta look for in terms of what signal is really being sent. And one of the first ones really that I think most people aren't as keenly aware of is trust that comes in the non-verbal signals. So vulnerability, how someone is close to you. Do they hold their hands? Do they respond to touch? Do they respond to general proximity? When you say something, that you can watch their face respond and see if it sort of lights up. Do they kind of actually show you that they're disappointed or they disagree with you on something? And you should be receptive to that and looking for those signals. And you should also try, if possible, to send those some of those signals as well consciously, and then see how they respond. So to think of it rather than just the flush of hormones we all get and the excitement and everything like that, just spend a fraction of the time sending, am I getting the right signals? Am I sending the right signals? And then see if it can actually lead to a second or third date, um, that that feels like it's something that can be built upon. And that's one of the first things I usually say to people is give it just a little bit of conscious thought. And by the
Hmm.
way, it also starts with, I think, as well, for some people, is I'm all for obviously the title of the book is Why We Can't Stop Caring, but it's, you know, am I caring about what that person is saying? Am I caring about what that person's feeling? Do they care about what I'm saying and sharing kind of their lives with me? Or is this just sort of transactional and fun? By the way, there should be a large number of transactional and fun relationships if you're dating out there, because you have to still figure out like how to practice. And so I'm not discouraging that you need to kind of screen people away, but you'll start to find those signals get more transparent over time.